It's sort of well documented, my world of recovery.
I was also doing ketamine infusions every day to ease pain and help with depression.
Shooting up 6 to 8 times a day, shelling out $55,000 in 1 month, $6,000 spent in just 1 day, 5 days before he died. Matthew Perry's staggering ketamine addiction is laid bare in the new 34-page indictment, which led to 5 arrests.
Injecting someone over and over who has a history of addiction is pretty unconscionable. Using ketamine every 2 to 3 weeks, that's entirely appropriate.
So it's pretty darn shocking when you hear something like getting 6 injections a day.
Yes, I mean, that's absolutely not a legal prescription.
These defendants took advantage to profit for themselves.
The 5 players, a Hollywood director, Eric Fleming, Matthew's acquaintance and alleged drug runner, 2 doctors, Chavez, the alleged supplier who used to run a ketamine clinic, and Placentia, aka Dr. P, the accused injector who allegedly once shot up Matthew with such a large dose it caused him to freeze up. Then there's the alleged high-end celeb drug supplier, aka the Ketamine Queen, who also pled not guilty and faces life in prison after cops say she sold Matthew the lethal batch. But what about Matthew's live-in assistant, Kenneth Iwamasa, who took a plea deal to potentially avoid a 15-year prison sentence? He admitted shooting up the actor at least 3 times on the day Matthew died.
It's pretty reprehensible. We don't know what pressure Matthew Perry was potentially putting upon his assistant. Like, I want this, give it to me, get it. If you don't do it, I'll get it from somebody else. That's the power of celebrity as well, too.
October 28th, 2023, 8:30 a.m. Kenneth gives Matthew his first shot. 4 hours later, another. But after just 40 minutes, the Friends star wanted more, quote, shoot me up with a big one. He then asked to turn on the hot tub. Kenneth left to run errands. He returned and found Matthew face down in the water and allegedly tossed the syringes.
Broken people don't need to stay broken.
Matthew's family, including his stepfather, Dateline NBC correspondent Keith Morrison, issued this statement in response to the arrests. We were and still are heartbroken by Matthew's death, but it has helped to know law enforcement has taken this case very seriously. We're hoping unscrupulous suppliers of dangerous drugs will get the message.
He didn't get to have his third act, and it's not fair.
It's interesting to note, 1 dose of ketamine cost a doctor roughly $12. Matthew was paying up to $2,000. The doctors are accused of preying on Matthew's history of addiction.
Quote, I wonder how much this moron will pay.
The text messages, that was something that jumped out at me when I read the indictment.
The one thing I will say is that poor taste is not a crime in this country. It reflects solely on how much we're charging for the services provided, not, how can we take advantage and exploit this person's health.
This morning, I spoke with Stefan Sacks, the attorney for one of the doctors charged.
While it's very tragic what happened to Mr. Perry, that happened after Dr. Placencia stopped treating him.
At one point, prosecutors say one of the docs met Matthew in a parking lot near an aquarium in Long Beach and injected him in the car.
If he could walk into a clinic without, paparazzi or fans, seeing him getting treatment in a vulnerable state, it'd be a very different situation.